My project topic is sports analytics and technology for social change. And this topic most closely aligns with United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 9 of industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Sports analytics is a broad field, so the specific concept that I analyzed was the effects of home court advantage on athletic performance. The research question I kept coming back to throughout this project was, how does having a home court advantage affect an NBA team's performance over a 10-game span? And the NBA team whose data and games I analyzed was the Atlanta Hawks. So to answer this question, I reviewed the Atlanta Hawks' box scores over a 10 games for my data. In sports, box scores are a summary of the statistics tracked throughout a game. Standard box scores in basketball typically show just the popular stats, the stats that most casual fans are aware of. I took the box score data for both the Atlanta Hawks and their opponents for the first 10 games of Atlanta's 2021-2022 NBA season and added in the win result of the games as well as whether Atlanta was at home or away. Some of the stats recorded are points, field goals, three-pointers, free throws, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, turnovers, and fouls for both teams. I also took a look at individual player stats for the Atlanta players during their 4 home games over the 10-game stretch. This box score is for the Atlanta versus Detroit game. The highlighted player, Trae Young, displayed the best performance based on points, assists, plus minus, and other stats shown. This is the Atlanta versus Dallas game. Once again, Trae Young displays the best performance. This is the Atlanta versus Utah game. Although Atlanta lost this game, Trae Young still managed to display the best performance, leading the team points and assists. And finally, this is the Atlanta versus Washington game. The best performance on the team, once again, is Trae Young based on points, assists, and plus minus. From these 4 games of individual data, it's clear that the best player on the team is Trae Young, as he consistently performed the best. We can also conclude that external factors such as the opposing team do not affect the athletic performance of higher caliber players as much as they affect lower caliber rotation players. A limitation of these 4 data sets is that I wasn't able to determine the effects of home court advantage on individual players since I didn't have the away games to compare performance to. Going back to the team data and performance, we interpreted that data to find that over the 10-game span, the opponent's field goal percentage and free throw attempts were both lower in both home games and wins. In home games, the average opponent field goal percentage was 43.9%, and the median opponent free throw attempts were 17. In away games, the average opponent field goal percentage was 47.5%, and the median opponent free throw attempts were 20, a difference of nearly 4% in field goal efficiency and 3 attempts in free throws. Based on these findings, I concluded that home teams have an advantage since their opponents will experience lower shot efficiency and tougher referee calls, directly impacting away team performance. If I was a professional coach of the Atlanta Hawks, I would use that conclusion to influence the team's defensive game plan. Since the opponent field goal percentage is lower in home games, during home games, I would give opposing teams more space to shoot outside of the paint because they will experience a lower shooting efficiency. Giving opposing players more space means pushing defenders closer to the basket, which will also strengthen both interior defense and help defense. Since opponent free throw attempts are lower in home games, during home games, I would instruct players to play more aggressive physical defense. The referees are less likely to call fouls. This would likely lead to an increase in forced turnovers while also sacrificing fewer fouls. I chose this project topic because I always love playing and following sports, and analyzing statistics to compare players and teams to each other is a big part of this. So naturally, sports analytics was the perfect topic. The next steps I'd like to take are improving my analytical and research skills, as well as gaining more exposure to some advanced research software or data tools to conduct more extensive in-depth analysis and reach more thorough conclusions.